Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here with another wishlist video for NBA Live 17. These are just hypotheticals that I think could improve the game for what it was this year, because this year it wasn't so great. So I think it's about that time we go in, ladies and gentlemen. It's just about that time. They're already working on NBA Live 17 as we speak, but still no confirmation if it's going to come out, because it can still get canned at any possible time by EA. So yeah, man, we're going to go through this. We're going to try and fix these failures and problems with this game. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So yeah, first thing we're going to do, we're going to start off with these bad, and we're going to start with the animations. We got to talk about the animations. Major key improvements that are needed. Listen, man, this game right here, man, it's just not up to par. NBA Live 16 is just not up to par with today's games. The graphics are not the graphics, but the animations, the physics, the engine, the gameplay, it's just so prehistoric. I mean, if they put this on the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 2 will be moving units right now as we speak, but the PlayStation 2 does not move units anymore because PlayStation 2 is out and the PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360 is in, meaning that as time has advanced, so have graphics and animations. Now, while they are improving in the graphics department, it's not the best, but it's better than anything else we've gotten in the past. So I will give them a pass on the graphics, but it's the animations, the way how the game plays. The animations are everything. It means absolutely everything. How the players move, how they react, what's the type of movements that come through when you want them to do a certain action and they do weird actions that don't seem right or just don't feel right. This is the results that you get. You know, dumb ass animations that don't make any fucking sense. There has to be change. There has to be change with this. This is a major key in this game's success going forward, or little success that it has left, because if they fuck up this year, nobody's taking NBA Live seriously, and they're just going to be on the shelves like they have been for the past couple of years now. You sold 8,000 units this year. I wouldn't be surprised if you only sold 500 units next year. I'm just saying, EA, you got to fix this, man. This is unacceptable. And really, there's a couple of games, but even though NBA Live does have its bad animations, EA Sports is known for having some other basketball titles that have had better animations and a better engine, a better system, a better way of how the game responds and how you want them to perform, such as NBA Street Home Court, NBA Live 10, NBA Jam. But with all those games though, it still does not. But even with all those games, it's mind-boggling to me that these games right here that are PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 games, and yet they have better animations, better examples of how a basketball game should move and play than the current basketball game that's out right now under them, which is NBA Live. Basically what I'm saying is they need to find the engine. They need to reuse the engine that they use in NBA Street Home Court. They need to use that engine, while I also would say use their graphics or their body model types, because those body model types that you see with NBA Live Street on your screen right now, those animations are straight fire. Okay, those the animations, those graphics, and the way how the body types look at them, man. It's unbeatable. Then we go to NBA Live 10. NBA Live 10, while it may be a pre-PS3 game, it still has better body models. And I'm not talking about the graphics. I'm just talking about the body models. I think there could be improvements on the body models. I don't think the body models in the current NBA Live games do not really look that great. They don't really look up to par. They don't have any, like, difference with them, which is why I say a game like NBA Live 10 and a game like NBA Street Home Court, it made all the players look different and made them look unique to their real life forms, because every player is shaped differently. Every player is not just some skinny long-armed machine meant to play basketball. That's not how every player looks. You have to create difference. Difference equals authentic, creates realism between the players. Like, that's a major key here with body models, is the way how they is just with the body models. That's a major key right there, making the players look like how they actually look in real life. This is not a fantasy basketball game, okay? It's not fantasy, EA fans. It's not fantasy. It's real basketball. They have to look true to the real life forms. Then we have NBA. Then we have NBA Live 10, and then we have NBA Live 10. Now let's go back. Now we gotta go back to NBA Live 10, because NBA Live 10. Listen, I look at the way of how the feet plant. You know what I'm saying? Look how the feet are planting. Look at how the player is moving. He's not moving all robotic-ish. He's moving very loosely. He's loose when he moves. You know what I'm saying? Arms are swinging, and stuff like that. I like that in this game. I like how that I like the way how that is. My only problem, the only thing I don't want to see from NBA Live 10, it's really just some of the gameplay aspect. I want to see some of the gameplay aspects and not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like in NBA Live 10, there were certain moments where, if you would drive to the paint and your player wasn't a good ball handler, or he was going up against a great defender, if he went into the paint, he got punished. You would get stripped on sight. The thing with NBA Live 16 is there is no such thing as defense. Defense does not exist. Contested shots do not matter. Low post defense is gone. I don't know what the fuck happened. This game used to have such great things that they stepped away from, and it really bothers me how, we go into something like, NBA. We're going to something like, NBA Live 10. NBA Live 10 actually had a post game. It wasn't the best animations as you see, but it was a post game nonetheless. Look, I'm trying to beat my defender off. I'm trying to have Kevin Durant beat his defender off. Look at that. I'm trying to get around him. I'm trying to sink and swim my way past my opponents to get to the basket, as you see. I mean, they had these mechanics down, and it's fucked up how we're in the PlayStation 4 era. You would think that they would have everything down packed. It's funny how, Sean O'Brien and these guys, they talk about all the bad things that 2K does, but never really look at the good things that 2K does that makes their game so much better that makes 2K great, and what makes 2K better and what makes this game trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if you stop looking at what they're not doing and started focusing on what they are doing in their game, maybe your game could be great too. You want to know why your game only sold 8,000 units? You want to know why your game hasn't sold 1 million units in over, I want to say what, like 10 11 years. 10 or 11 years since you sold 1 million units in one game. I mean, it's just it's because of just the things that you do wrong. Like, for instance, I want y'all to look at this. Like look at this, man. Look, I'm trying to show y'all something. Y'all see this gameplay. Y'all see this gameplay on Sunday, but what I wanted to show you about this gameplay was the fact that was these bad animations, and everything that's wrong in this game reminds me a lot of NBA Live 7. NBA Live 07 was probably one of the worst NBA lives ever created, and it seemed like they just did not care, and they did not put the effort into making the game better. And it's funny that NBA Live 17 is coming up, and it'll be 10 years since NBA Live 07. So I'm starting to think that 7 is just a bad number, because if you think about it, NBA Live 07 was one of the worst NBA lives ever. Then we get to NBA, then we go up 7 years later, NBA Live 14 comes out, and look what that turned out to be. So maybe 7 is really a bad number. Maybe that's just their bad number. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe this just isn't, maybe this just, takes a, maybe this is just a bad number that they need to avoid. Maybe they need to avoid putting games out maybe they need to stop making games the year to 7 years later, 2017, 2027. Like, maybe you need to stop making games that equal 7. So maybe it's that, or maybe it's just because this is just a shit company maybe it's just because these are just shit devs that don't know what the fuck they're doing. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But there needs to be change, and this change has to come this year. I'm putting the pressure on EA. I want them to be better this year. I am not going to pay $60 for the same fucking garbage again, because they don't want to fucking produce. You know what the problem is, EA? You're too focused on this shit. You're too focused on fucking Ultimate Team. I understand, EA fag boys. I understand. They're EA. They're gonna do that. But what I don't understand is the fact of how what I don't understand is the fact that I understand it's that, but it just, I don't understand. I understand it, but it just doesn't justify the fuckery that goes on in this game. Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is it does not justify this. I don't care if they do have a small dev team and they only focus on Ultimate Team. It does not matter. They have to make up for the game. They have to make up for the game. They have to make up for the gameplay. The gameplay is everything. This is not a card pack simulator. This is not NBA Live Ultimate Team 2017. It's not that game. It's not called NBA Live Ultimate Team. It's called NBA Live. That means that there's exhibition mode. That means that there's a online. That means that there's a Rise to Star mode, a online pro-am mode where you can play with your friends. Okay. This does not make sense. There needs to be change. There is no post game. Look at this. Look at Markieff Morris and fucking Kevin Garnett. Look at this. He's trying to post them up, and what happens is when you try to do a post game, they just cancel out the animation and make you just take a regular ass jump shot. Why? Because there's no fucking post game. There needs to be a post game. There needs to be defensive. They need to bring back the penalties of the penalties of playing the penalties of playing against a good defense. You know what I'm saying? When you play against a good defense, you should feel the need to use your teammates. I don't feel the need to use my teammates because there's no discipline on defense. I mean, look at this, man. Arms going through the face and stuff, clipping and stuff like that. Morphine, magnets, and stuff like that. Magnets for hands and stuff like that with the ball. The ball not having the ability to curve. Instead of it curving, it just goes straight. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be improvement. I'm putting the pressure on EA. This game has to get better. I understand that Rome wasn't built in a day, but this game has been around since the Super NES days. Okay, this game has been around since Super Nintendo. Okay, it makes no fucking sense for this company not to get it right after so many years. Okay, they've been around for so fucking long. There is no excuse. They have no legitimate excuse. There is no legitimate excuse for this buffoonery. Okay? EA fag boys, there's no excuse. They've been around for decades, for a century, decades. They've been around for so long making all these sports titles, and we get to this point now, you would think they would be up to time. I mean, let's look at let's look at Madden. Let's look at FIFA. Let's look at fucking NBA Jam. Okay, let's fucking look at that game. Let's look at Battlefield. Let's look at Battlefront. Let's look at Plants vs Zombies. Man, come on. These games are all up to date with today's consoles. They may not have the best animations, but they're all up to date with today's consoles. This game is not up to date with its consoles. There needs to be improvement. It needs to be a fun factor to this game. It shouldn't just be me sitting here looking at this and going, huh? What is that? When did they come up with this animation? This doesn't make any sense. Why are these dumb animations happening? You know what I'm saying? You drive to the basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this. I'm driving to the basket. It seems like when you drive to the basket, a lot of animations. It seems like animations are just randomly generated. Like say, man, what a time. Say you on your Spotify, you got your playlist, you finna work, you going to the gym, you finna work out, and today you just decided that you're gonna put your whole playlist on shuffle. You don't want to know what's coming up next. You want your playlist to surprise you. You want Spotify to surprise you with what song they generate next, right? Well, you can do that if your name is Spotify, but you can't do that if your name is EA. You can't do this in a video game. You can't just generate my animations for me, okay? You can't generate animation. You can't generate unnecessary animations. Now, I will say this right here at the Tyson Chandler part. Okay, that made sense because we collided into each other. But the thing that I hate about this animation is the fact that I had blew past him, and they put me in the animation early. And look, they had to slide him. Look at this. They had to slide him in front of me in order for that animation to look right. Instead of him following me and trailing me. And on top of that, I didn't even get a foul call on top of that, because of anything that should have been a foul. But I digress, because he did come up late to try and contest that shot, because that's the realist. That's what would realistically happen. You know what I'm saying? As you see, missed the shot, but as you also see, doesn't matter. Just get the ball back and just shoot it. And that's another thing too with this game is its shooting percentage, man. It seems like, NBA Live has never had a high shooting percentage. The shooting percentage to me was always balanced. But this year, they really stepped away from everything, man. They really stepped away from everything. Everything just seems. Everything just seems unrealistic this year. The shooting percentage, the shooting used to be balanced. It's not balanced anymore. You could make 3 shots, and you can make 3 shots in a row, no problem. You can make like 2 or 3 3-pointers in a row, no problem, on each possession that you get the ball. But I mean, to have the ability to just not miss and to have a high percentage of shots just go in for no fucking reason whatsoever, that kind of offends me, because that shit shows that's not what works in today's games. That just doesn't work in today's games these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do these you can't have that Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 arcade, NBA Jam logic, where if you don't block the shot or get the steal on defense, then they're going to make the shot 9 times out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a rarity when they miss. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have that philosophy in a simulation type basketball game. Yes, you can do that in an arcade game like NBA Jam. You can get away with that. Okay? You can get away with that in an arcade game because it's an arcade game. The sliders are not really realistic. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. That's an arcade game. That's for casuals. That's understandable. But you just can't do that in today's games. You just can't do it in today's games, man. It just doesn't work these days. It just doesn't work in these simulation games. I mean to say, just you can't do that in simulation games. It just does not work that way. It's just not how it's meant to be. You can't do simulate. You can't do arcade-ish things in simulation games. You have to make the sliders realistic, especially with the shooting. Because if you do that, then you're going to give everybody the ability to just throw up threes and not give a fuck about anything else. Not give a fuck about playing with teammates. Not give a fuck about, playing with logic. You know what I'm saying? And mainly I am talking about the online pro-am. Now, I'm not sitting here blaming the people who play the game, but I am calling y'all out. I am calling those people out. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say how the fuck I feel. How I feel is that, but I'm not gonna put the blame necessarily on them. I have to put the blame on EA for making the game the way it is, giving people the ability to just throw up jump shots all fucking day long and not care about their teammates, not play basketball. That's why I don't play Pro-Am as is. It's just a bad way to play. If I didn't log into your servers to play Pro-Am with people who aren't going to pass me the ball and just jack up threes. Not saying, like, you get the offensive rebound, you do think the first thing to do is to put it back up, right? No. What they do is they grab the rebound, they run back to the 3-point line. It could be a big man, a little guy, it could be whoever. At the end of the day, they will always go. They will always go back to that 3-point line. And you hate that because it doesn't make sense. It's just not realistic. It's not how that's not how it should play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be different. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be more realistic. It needs to be more balanced. You can't have that Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, NBA Jam, arcade game type of logic where every shot is a make unless you block or steal. If you don't get a block or steal on a possession, then they're going to make the shot 9 times out of 10. You can't do that with a simulation basketball game, especially in today's times. You have to be more realistic. 2K has raised the bar and has set the standards. You have to live up to those standards that your competition is doing. You can't be you can be different, but you can't be too different to the point where your game mode doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm getting at with this. You know what I'm saying? So really what I'm trying to say is this game needs to be more authentic and more realistic, especially when it comes to the jump shot, especially when it comes to the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, in NBA Live 2010, you used to get punished for going in the paint. If you went into the paint and you was dribbling, doing all that stuff, you would get stripped by anybody. You know what I'm saying? You going up against a good defender in the paint, they would strip you. They would just strip you instead of block you. You know what I'm saying? And in NBA Live 15, they didn't do a great job with the post defense like they did in NBA Live 10, but they did have but the percentage of how to block shots was very high. And that's what I liked about NBA Live 15 was the fact that, even if you went up against a good defender, you would get blocked. You know what I'm saying? Or if you was swarmed in the paint by a couple of defenders and you just try to go for a layup, you would get blocked. You know what I'm saying? There was no easy way out. You was going to get schooled regardless. So that's what I loved about last year's NBA Live and NBA Live 10, because the defense made sense. You know what I'm saying? It was balanced. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just go in the paint and do whatever. No. You had to be smart about how you play the game. In this year's game, you don't have to play smart. You can play every possession as if it's a fast break. You could run down the court, do a crossover, then go behind the back, spin move, and then your player will explode straight to the basket. Your player would just explode straight to the basket and dunk it every time. You could play every possession as if it's a fast break, instead of playing team basketball, setting up the offense, using the shot clock. You know what I'm saying? You playing the Mike D'Antoni offense. You're playing the Mike D'Antoni offense instead of playing a Spurs Warriors set type of offense. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing I don't like about today's game. But that's just me though. I know a lot of NBA Live fanboys have probably clicked off this video by now because of me rambling, but this stuff needs to be addressed. It has to be addressed. Now let's get to things that need to, other things besides animations, certain things that need to come back to make this game fun and not boring. Okay, so first thing we need to fix, first thing we need to bring back, first thing that will make this game fun again is what you see on your screen. Take you back to NBA Live 2004 with the one-on-one mode. As you can see, Michael Jordan going up against Kobe Bryant. We need that one-on-one mode back. And not only do we need the one-on-one mode with like NBA players, we should also have the ability to use our created players. That's another thing too I also wanted to talk about in this game. What needs to come back? First thing that we need to bring back is roster editors. Okay, now we're going to NBA Live 10. I'm showing you we need roster editors. Roster editors need to come back. That made this game fun. When you could create a play, we should be able to create just a random player, or we could take a created player, or we can just like how 2K does it with the blacktop mode, where you can use your my player, where they just have a section for your my player. Like you can't just create a player, put him on a team, and he's a 99 overall, and you just have him. Man, what a time! You have him go one-on-one with you go one-on-one with anybody, you know what I'm saying, you could either do it two ways. You could either give us a roster editor where we can just create a random player, put them on a team, and we can use that roster with that created player on that certain team, or you give us that ability to use our my player that we use for online and Rising Star in a slot of his own, and we can use him instead to do these one-on-ones with. I would love to have a blacktop one-on-one mode, team 2-on-2. It don't matter to me as long as this mode comes back, because this is what made this game fun. You could sit here and you could do fantasy one-on-one matchups, like you could do for instance, doing Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant, or LeBron versus Kobe, or Kobe versus Jordan, or Allen Iverson versus Kobe, or Allen Iverson versus Chris Paul, or you know what I'm saying, like you know Allen Iverson versus Russell Westbrook. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. I would love to have that back. Another major thing that we need to bring back is the All-Star Weekend. Yes, we need to bring back the All-Star Weekend. We need to bring back the rookie sophomore game. 3-point contest. If you can, throw in the skills contest. I know the skills contest, they change up how it works every year. I understand that if you can't get that in, but we definitely need that in there. Also the slam dunk contest. We gotta have the slam dunk contest. Another thing too, if you're gonna do the slam dunk contest, we gotta be able to use old school characters such as like it would be nice to have like historic teams, or at least be able to play with historic players, like say like for instance, I would say a nice method to use would be like a system where we could use our rep points to buy historic players and use them for one-on-one, or once we unlock them, we could put them in like slam dunk contests up against certain players. Like we could have Vince Carter, 2003 Jason Richardson, Afro Dr. J, the 80s Dominique Wilkins, you know what I'm saying, 85, 86 Dominique Wilkins. We could put all those guys together. I mean, in a dunk contest like we could in previous games. I would love for that to come back. I would love to be able to have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? Another major key that we need in this game is NBA Live 10's startup. NBA Live 10 startup to me is the best startup that you guys ever created, because one, it could be NBA Live 10, it could be NBA Live 07. I believe NBA Live 07, not NBA Live 07, but NBA Live 06 on the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, or I believe it was just on 360. I don't know, I don't remember that well, but a thing I would love to see back is those games, is those type of things, it's those little things that made this game fun, and I really enjoyed them, and I really wish they would bring those back, such as the ability to just walk into a court with your my player, or you know what I'm saying, like we need that ability that 2K gives. Like 2K gives us the ability when we first load into my career, the first thing we do is we in a gym. Now we can customize the gym. You know what I'm saying? We can do that now. We can customize the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like we can do that now. We can customize the gym. We should have that ability. We should customize our gym. We should have certain players that can come in, that start up with, like we could have our top 5 players come into the gym. Like we could have, like for instance, my top 5 players would be Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Kawhi, D Wade, and Carmelo. That would be my 5 guys that I could invite to my gym. Or, then saying like once I create my mob player, I could bring him in there. He could be in there shooting around just like the NBA Live 10 startup is. I would love for that to be in there. We need that for not only when the game starts up, but also for my career, but also for Rising Star mode as well. Cause like say you can't have us in this game buying new animation. How you gonna have us in a game where we can buy animations now to get our to use in the game, but we can't test them out unless we play the game? How about giving us that ability to practice with those new animations in a gym where in an empty gym, in our own empty gym that should be customizable, by the way, for us to do these things, to practice the animation moves and see if we like them or not. Like, or test out a new jump shot that we just got. Like 2K gives us that ability to do these things. You have to give us the ability to do the things that we want to do, and EA, you just don't provide for us like you used to. You used to be like customizable friendly than 2K was. 2K was not customizable friendly like you guys were, and it seems like now the tides have turned where NBA 2K is more customizable friendly, and you stepped away from that. You focus more on Ultimate Team. That's your problem. You focus more on Ultimate Team than you have on you focus on Ultimate Team more than you do on anything else. You're turning. How you gonna go against 2K talking all this shit, and then you end up doing the same thing that 2K is doing? You're focusing on how to get money, and I mean, you don't really focus on getting people's money. I do understand that y'all understand y'all not big on trying to rip your consumers off, because it's obvious. Because you ain't even gotta buy NBA Live 16. You can just download the demo and you can still play Pro-Am with your friends online. You still can do that, by the way. You can still be a demo player. I believe it still works. It's a lot of people that I see. It's a lot of people that I see these days still playing off the demo and not off the actual game itself. So maybe that's another reason why you sold 8,000 copies, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We just gonna keep it right here for right now. Another big thing they need to focus on to make this game fun again really is the dynasty mode. Dynasty mode in NBA Live used to be the best. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you came in here and you wanted to start an association and you wanted to do it with a certain team, it was fun. Okay, NBA Live 2004, it was fun. Seeing the cut scenes of your team working out and stuff like that. Then we get to NBA Live 10. You could actually progress who you wanted to progress manually. You could go into training camp and actually play with the players and try and get there and try and help them out. You could click on the coach. You could walk up to a coach with a certain player, change the lineups and try and focus on helping this player in this aspect and this aspect. Like, like you could do these things, and it was and that's what made this game so great. It was so different. Like NBA Live, I'm not going to sit here and say NBA Live was it wasn't great, but it was very underrated in certain aspects that made the game so great. So that's where I'm coming from with this. They need to bring this stuff back. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's roster editor, one-on-ones, a court where we could customize, and if not customize, at least let it be able to let us bring certain players on the court. Give us something that NBA Live, that NBA 2K is giving us. Like, for instance, NBA 2K has the connections and the endorsement deals. Give us the ability to earn endorsements and stuff like that. Give us the ability to earn connections with certain players. We can have connections with certain players. They'll come to our gyms, and we can actually actually play one-on-ones with them if we want to in our gyms. We're in our Rising Star mode and stuff like that. It would be nice to have those things, you know what I'm saying? It would be smart, it'd be wise. Sometimes we could even have communications with them, you know what I'm saying? Talk about, you know, possibilities of trying to come onto the team. You know, hey, I'm gonna be a free agent in this upcoming summer, man. You know, I've really been interested in playing with you, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, have conversations with players, you know, in the gym and stuff like that. You know, maybe you'll talk to the coach and see if they're interested, you know, and stuff like that. You know, it'd be nice to see. It would be nice to see that type of thing in Rising Star mode. For somebody who's big on the Rising Star, you know, thing. You know, I wouldn't say I'm part of this community, but I will say I'm seem to be the only person who plays NBA Live, according to every NBA Live fanboy who comes to my channel. Says you seem to be the only person that plays NBA Live more than anybody else. So hey, why not? You know, so apparently I must be the only one. So I guess I have to speak up for the community of, you know, this game. And yeah. So I want to get into my last topic. And that's customization. Customization is something that NBA Live has been known for in the past. Okay? Something that NBA Live has been known for in the past is customization. Roster editors, the ability to change players' shoes and gear and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Before you go into an association mode or something like that, you can change up the gear. You can change up their attributes if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? You know, we need that freedom to do what we want to do. If we feel like, you know, if we want to go into a Rising Star mode and we want LeBron James to be a 75 overall for no apparent reason, we just want this nigga to be a 75 overall, then we should have the goddamn freedom and ability to do that. I don't care if it's cheap or if it's cheating or cheap. I don't give a fuck. I would love to have that ability to do stupid shit like that just for no fucking reason. It'd be nice to do these things. Another thing too with the customization is the players. Now I have some rough drafts here. Now note, these are rough drafts. Okay, they're not perfect, but they are rough drafts, and you're gonna get it. So you know what I'm saying, as you're looking at some of these pictures here, you know, you see I got one for skin tones and stuff like that. You know, looking at the skin tones, you know, look at that. That's what we need. You know, customization is a big key here, and yeah, man, it's really something to really look at, you know, because like the face scan, I'm not gonna say it wasn't a bad. Listen, the face scan thing, it wasn't a bad idea. It was a good idea. It was a great idea. I praised EA for that. I praised you for that one, EA. But it was still a fail. And the only reason why I say it was a fail was because it only worked for certain phones. Like, you can't do that. It has to work for everybody's phone. Not everybody can afford a fucking Galaxy. Not everybody can afford a fucking iPhone, okay? Nobody's finna pay that much money for a fucking iPhone, okay? Now, I had an up-to-date phone. Wasn't a Samsung. It wasn't a iPhone, but it was an up-to-date phone. I never released the information on my phone because I don't want people to look up my number, then look at the phone, and then look up my number and shit like that, and start randomly calling me for no reason. So then I gotta change my number, and I hate to do that. So that's why I would never give out the information on my phone. But what I do want to say is that this thing does not work for all. It's not meant for all devices. Even though my phone was compatible with it, it still didn't seem like it was right for my phone. Cause my phone, it's like little and skinny. Okay, it's like, well, it has the length of an iPhone 5, but it's skinny, so it doesn't have that much width on it. So, and I think that the face scan app was for phones that had a lot of width and a lot of, you know, height on it. You know what I'm saying? So really, I don't like the fact that that was meant for phones. If that was the case, then why not put it on a tablet, or why not just do the website thing like you used to do in the past with Game Face? You know what I'm saying? If you're going to bring back the face scans, you have to improve on the dumb shit that you did this year with the Game Face app. The Game Face app was a fucking fail. It wasn't compatible with all fucking devices. That's not fair to everybody who can't afford a new device. Basically you're shunning out everybody with inferior technology. That's not good. Okay, you had a good idea, everybody was hyped for it, and you fucked it up. You fucked it up not just the fact that you didn't release it on the day you're supposed to release it, but also on the fact that it wasn't compatible with people's phone. Like, people were really anxious to see what this was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one of those people that was gassing this thing up, saying that this is the smart way to go with face scans, because not everybody can afford a fucking PlayStation camera. You know what I'm saying? So, or PlayStation camera, or fucking Connect. Well, if you got you should have a Connect, because like before, all Xboxes used to have them. Now they have connectless devices, connectless Xboxes. But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, it should be more majority people with Connects than than people with PlayStation cameras. That's all I'm saying. But what I really am trying to say, though, is that NBA, that this NBA Live face scan thing, I think you may have to multi-platform this. You might have to put it on a website, phones, tablets, and also use the PlayStation Eye, or the PlayStation camera, I should say. I said PlayStation. I don't know. I said PlayStation Eye, but it should be on all 4 platforms, because, well, the first one was a fail. It's clear. I don't know if the next one will be compatible with iPhones and stuff like that. It'd be nice if it was compatible with all type of phones and stuff like that, but it seems like it's not compatible with all types of phones. So really, if you can make it compatible with all types of phones, that's cool. But if not, then either don't make it at all. You either make it for tablets as well, because I would rather do it on a tablet than I would on a phone anyway. Or you give us the ability to do it on a website, or, you know what I'm saying, or you could do it in like certain ways. Like, you could you could take a picture of yourself, and then you could take a picture of yourself, and then you could put it on the website, and then it'll scan your face in and stuff like that, try and mold your face in. And then you have to give us the ability to morph our heads, as you are seeing behind you with the pictures that I have up. We need to be able to morph the face ourselves. We should be able to morph the nose, the height, you know what I'm saying? Like, you morph the head in, but we should be able to morph the height and width of the head. Like, say we scan our face in, but we also want to make ourselves look weird, or we feel like this isn't really proportionate to my face, that this really isn't that my head is not really portioned the right way, or my face is too like stretched in or my face is like too stretched in, and my eyes are like, I can see certain aspects. I should be able to morph my head and my face. You know, I should be able to morph my nose a little bit. I should be able to morph my lips, my ears, my chin, my jaw structure. I should be able to morph all of the stuff like I can in 2K. You have to give us the ability to do the things that we can do in the other game. If the other game is doing it, then you should do it as well, or at least consider it. But really, the customization thing, y'all were really big on this. Like I said, we need customization with not only the NBA players, but with our own characters that we bring into the game. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be improvements in that area as well. So yeah, I'm coming, and we're just going to end this off with my conclusion. My conclusion is this, okay? EA, Listen to me. Listen to me, yeah. I know it's been a long video. You're probably falling asleep. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting it all out here, okay? I'm trying to do the best I can for this fucking dead ass community that it is. Cause I don't listen, there's only 3 people I know so far that do this NBA live shit. It's me, there's Flight, and then there's the stream team. That's the only people I know. Okay? I don't see nobody else doing this shit. It's me, Flight, stream team. That's all you got. You don't have a community like 2K. 2K has a My Team community. 2K has a My Career community, a crew mode and park community. You know what I'm saying? A My GM community. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have all these things that you don't have, and that's a community. You don't have a strong community, so you need to listen to. I wouldn't call myself a community leader, but I would consider myself somebody who could talk to you. I never met any of y'all personally. I know your Twitters, but I don't talk to y'all. Y'all don't talk to me. We don't really know each other that well. But listen, as somebody who plays this game on a daily and wants to see you succeed, because this basketball genre is pretty much dead at this point, and I hate to see this basketball genre be owned by one game, because I see what it does with Madden, and I know it's a bad example because y'all work with the same people who make Madden, so y'all probably cool as fuck with them, but y'all have to instead of looking at the things that 2K doesn't do right, y'all need to focus on the things that 2K does do right. You know what I'm saying? You need to focus on things that 2K does do right, such as post game defense, which they've improved on a lot this year. Ball movement. How players move, how the rim looks after you dunk the ball. I know y'all want to be different with your own style and technique and stuff like that, but it's just not working, bruh. Y'all gotta do what 2K is doing. You gotta take some of 2K's Krabby Patty formula and use it to your own advantage, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at here. Stop focusing on what they're not doing and start focusing on what they are doing. Why their game is so successful, why their game is selling better than yours, why everybody complains about the fucking game and then buys it the next year anyway. You know what I'm saying? People will sit here and complain and say, I'm not buying next year's game. They end up buying next year's game anyway, and then saying the same shit that they said last year, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, personally, I'm not buying next year's game, but I do have to do something for them as well. So with that being said, I think it's best that you start focusing on what they are doing and start focusing and start trying to implement those type of ways into your game. I know you don't want to follow the competition. I know you want to be different, but you gonna die. You gonna die slow. 2K is shitting on you every fucking year, bro. Okay, NBA Live 15, I gave you that year. Okay, NBA Live 15, I gave you that year. I gave you that one. Personally, me, I gave you that year because NBA 2K15 was garbage, okay? That shit was garbage, okay? I did not like that game. That game was garbage to me. This year, I have to give them the edge because y'all took so many steps backwards. This game is just all out of whack. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing with this game. There needs to be change. And change does not come unless you decide to make it come. So stop trying to, you don't have a community, so why not make a good basketball game and build a community? You can't sit here and try and get people to play Ultimate Team, try and milk people's money with Ultimate Team. You can't milk people's money with Ultimate Team. Okay? You can't milk people's money with Ultimate Team. Yes, you do have the better formula with your Ultimate Team versus NBA 2K's Ultimate Team. But the thing is, NBA 2K's Ultimate Team gets more press. It gets more, popularity. You know what I'm saying? Because it has a community behind it. They have people like Cash Nasty, fucking STG, fucking Gento, Chris Smooth, OSN, Lost and Bound, and many other people, you know what I'm saying? They have a community around that. You know what I'm saying? Then there's the My Career community, you know. They have the My Career community, you know, Shakedown, Chris Smooth, D-Man, iPod King Carter. They have a community. 2K has a community. You know what I'm saying? They have that. They have people behind them to back their game up each year. That's why their game prospers every year, because they have a community behind them. Something that you don't have. EA, NBA Live devs, if you're listening, you don't have that. You need to build that. You need to build a community. You don't have a big community. Your community is very fucking small. You don't have people who are big on YouTube. You don't have people that are that big on YouTube that you can use. Flight does not play your game. I'm sorry. He promotes your shit, but he don't play it. You know, he promoted your shit, but he, you know, not that many people was fucking with what he was saying. So really, you need to focus on building a great game instead of trying to focus on YouTubers getting you by. 2K can do that because they have a community. You don't have a community. One voice does not change. One voice is not going to get you 1 million sales in one year. Okay, you have to make the game better. You have to focus on gameplay and not the money. It's what I'm basically trying to say. That's basically what I'm trying to say. You have to focus on the gameplay and not the money. Okay, I know you don't focus on the money like 2K does. I know you don't do it that way, but listen, you gotta make gameplay your top priority. Because that's where you fall. That's where you fall on your face every year. That's why you fall on your face every year, is because you do not focus on gameplay. You focus on gameplay for a little bit, and then you try to get this my team money. You can't do it that way. You can't do it like Madden and FIFA. You can't do it like your colleagues at EA do. Okay, their games are established. Okay, they have communities. They have YouTubers that are leaders in their community. You don't have that. You need to build that. Build a community. Build relationships with people online. Eventually, you will grow. Eventually, your sales will get better. You can't create a community off of 10,000 sales worldwide. You can't do that. You can't milk niggas' money off of 10,000 units sold worldwide. Yes, you have 100,000 units as of now, but that still does not make up for the bad gameplay. So basically what I'm trying to say is focus on the thing that matters most that will make your game better. Focus on what makes your game better before you focus on the money. The money, I understand you work for EA. I understand they're in your ear telling you, hey, make sure you get this Ultimate Team. I know they gave you devs that work on Ultimate Team and work on certain things that get people attracted to Ultimate Team, but it's not working when you have a small community. Okay, it's not going to really help. You have to build on the gameplay, not the money. That's all I'm saying. Don't be 2K just yet. You know what I'm saying? Don't follow your company's model just yet. Focus on the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Do what Domino's did. Domino's made a pretty good example of this. They admitted that their pizzas were bad and they improved, and look at Domino's now. Domino's is back up in the food chain right now, okay? Domino's was bad. You know you're bad when Little Caesars is better than you. Even though Little Caesars $5 pizzas are fire, but still. The point I'm trying to make is you have to accept that you're bad and try to make good off of what made you bad. You have to improve. That's the thing that Domino's did. That's the model that you should follow. We sucked, but now we're changing for the better. And people will slowly but surely come back to you. Okay? You don't have a fucking community. You don't. You don't have an established community like 2K does. You have to build a community, okay? I would love to be part of that community. I would love to help y'all out. But the thing is, if y'all don't come through for me this year, I'm not going to help you because I don't see any progress with your game, and I don't feel like you can make a good game. If I feel like you can't make a good game, I'm not going to fuck with you. Plain and simple. So the best thing for you to do at this point is to focus on the gameplay. I know you is to, is to focus on the gameplay. I know you're doing the Drew League, the Dykeman League, and all these other summer pro-am leagues that some of these NBA players join. You know what I'm saying? I know you're focusing on those courts right now, but you need to make gameplay your main priority, okay? That's where you have to start off at. I don't want to see 2K be the only game in this genre. This genre is pretty much dead. We need more basketball games. I'm still praying that one company just comes to their senses that they can make a sports title, established gaming company can come to the realization that they can make a sports title and make it better than anybody else that's out there right now. I'm still praying for that. But as of right now, you are the only thing that is standing between 2K owning this genre. So don't come out here saying, so when you start hyping up your game, when you release your cover athlete, that's if EA doesn't can NBA Live 17. But when you come out with your cover athlete and stuff like that, when you come out your cover athlete, when you start hyping up your game and stuff like that, don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me that you're doing it, and maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, because I'm going hard on you this year. Last year I gave y'all the edge over 2K, okay? But this year it's not going to be so sweet, okay? When we start getting to the summertime, we start getting all the hype up and stuff like that, I'm checking out for you. I'm not going to give you no compliments like I gave you last year. This year I'm going hard on y'all, so y'all have to show and prove. You're in the same boat with 2K right now. You have to show and prove, or I'm simply just not going to fuck with y'all. So that's where this needs to go, EA. So my wish list video is pretty simple. Focus on the gameplay. Take aspects out of NBA Street Home Court, NBA Live 2010. Stop looking for it. Stop trying to build. Stop going in the arcade-ish route, and start getting back to the simulation part. Cause we've seen when you can do great things. Okay, we've seen when you can do great things. Okay. You know, we've seen when you can do great things. Oh yeah, and another thing too, man. Please add in WNBA players. I would love to see the WNBA players in there. It would be nice to have them in there. As you can see right here, I'm playing against WNBA players. I didn't have them on the screen for no reason. There's a reason for them being on here, so I really want you to implement those. Implement the WNBA players in here. It doesn't have to be all the teams, but you could do like the Eastern and Western All-Star WNBA players. Like, that would be cool. But other than that, that's all I really want. It's just a little bit of diversity with this game as well, because y'all were the first sports game to ever implement women. Okay, if FIFA is doing it now, you can do it too. I'm just saying. And when you put that effort in, when you put that effort into this game, you make a really good product. Okay, you make a really good product that some people are going to say, oh, it look trash, players don't look right, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when I play the game and I see the effort that you did put in, when I see that you actually are making something good, I give you compliments. Okay, I gave you compliments for NBA Live 10. In the past, when that first came out, I gave you compliments for NBA Live 15 when I first played that for myself. You know what I'm saying? I've seen what you guys can do when you put the effort in. Just put the effort in and do it. Stop fucking around. You can't fuck around. You gonna die. You will die out here. Okay, you ain't safe. You on your last legs right now. You have to show and prove. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Show up. But anyways though, that is it. That is my wish list video. What do y'all think this game should be like going into the future? Because I'm putting a lot of high expectations on it. I know that EA is not going to deliver on about 70% of all of this, but hopefully they can. But I know they won't. So yeah, tell me what y'all want to see in the comment section below. I will get back to y'all. That is my wish list video. This went longer than it should have, but whatever. I had to get all this shit out because this is how I personally feel about the game. And yeah, that's pretty much gonna be about it. I will see you all in the next video. Yeah, leave your comments and thoughts down in the comment section below, and I will get back to y'all. Till then, peace out. Bye.